Welcome everyone, Sir Heroscape here today, coming at you with another installment of the Heroscape Age of Annihilation ranking. Today, Sergeant Drake Alexander. Alright, so here we are taking a look at Sergeant Drake. Keep in mind this is Sergeant Drake 3.0. The third version. We have the Rise of the Valkyrie version, and then we have the Storm of the Morrow version. Storm of the Morrow version was substantially beefier and more versatile. You had him go from 110 points up to 170 points, and this is back down to 135 points for Sergeant Drake. Now this version is, I think, a pretty happy medium between those two versions, and somewhat indicative of the long war that Drake has been a part of. He's a little bit less points because he's been fighting for a bit here, right? So makes sense. Some notable similarities and notable differences. Life is actually the same as the Storm of the Morrow version. His movement has gone down by 1. His attack is the same, and his defense has gone down by 1. Notably, his mobility though has actually gone up. Having flying and having a jetpack, even though his movement is 5 versus 6, that actually increases his mobility by a lot. Now, his grapple arm in the Storm of the Morrow version is arguably, just as good as flying. I mean, it was a 4 space ability that was essentially flying. So he had the more versatile movement of 6, but then also the grapple arm. This is basically just normal 5 movement or flying, which you're always gonna fly, right? So the other one was more situational, whereas this is, you're pretty much always going to use his flying ability, which is fine. Makes him a little bit more flexible, a little bit more mobile. His attack is the same, which makes sense. His defense is lower, I think, again, just representing the fact that Age of Annihilation is, a long war and has been having an impact on. Thorian speed is the same, makes sense. That's good consistency. Human, unique, soldier, valiant, all the same. Grapple grab 8 is new, and this is essentially the chain grab from the Dro chain fighter. Let's see, choose a smaller medium figure within 4. Who's placed? Oh no, that's actually a little bit better. Okay, so it's within 4 clear sight spaces. No more than 6 levels above or below. If you roll an 8 or higher, place chose a figure on any empty same level adjacent to Drake. Yep, okay. It will not take it. Yeah, okay. So this is the same ability as chain grab, except it's on a roll of 8, which I think chain grab is 9, and it's on a 4 clear sight spaces instead of 3 clear sight spaces, which is actually a really good threat range. When you have flying with 5 movement, and then the ability to chain grab, essentially grapple grab from 4 spaces away and then smash something for 6, that's a threat range of 9 with an attack of 6, which is awesome. That's actually really, really good. So super solid. I really like the price point here at 135. Definitely better than the Rise of the Valkyrie version, and in terms of stats and survivability, just not as good as the Storm of the Morrow version, right? Storm of the Morrow version had more movement and more defense, but I would say arguably you can do more. You're a little bit more versatile in the damage you can do, being able to pull stuff in from moving 5 and then grappling for 4, and then just being able to fly everywhere. I think this version is quite good. He's going to be a staple auto draft for Massachusetts, 4th Massachusetts line, because of his Valiant. And that's typically where he ends up. He's a good unit to have in draft formats or pods, where you can draft him against ranged armies and get him in close and just smack stuff and force them to try and deal with him from melee. I would say that because of his grapple grab, he can actually be a much stronger range counter, because he can maintain the distance and force them to have to come out and engage him, or just keep getting slowly chained in and smacked. So I do like that aspect of it, is that he can force your opponent, especially from range, to really have to deal with him, whereas the other versions, once he kind of got up and engaged, there wasn't much you could do. For example, if they had a Wait Then Fire squad, 10th Reg, for example, once he gets up in the fight, then they just, charge him down and slaughter him. But with a grapple grab, you have the ability to kind of hang back, maybe behind a screen or just on height or something, and pull stuff into you and smack it, which makes him quite versatile. If I were to go ahead and rank him now, I think I would give him a solid B+. I'm hesitating on the plus. I think it's possible that he still might hang around a B, just because he's still a single attack hero that can get swarmed by squaddies. But I think in the right situations and for the value at 135 he's giving in terms of his ability to be flying and versatilely grabbing stuff, I think that can potentially move him into the plus side, where he's actually getting you back quite a bit of value for what he's worth. So I'm going to say B+ as a first initial ranking for Sergeant Drake Alexander 3.0 Age of Annihilation version. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.